In this video, I would like to talk about artificial intelligence, or AI, and how it can be a substitute for dogs. Everyone knows people are exploiting dogs to stave off feelings of loneliness, to provide companionship, and to alleviate feelings of anxiety and depression. And I think that AI can do all of these things. On this channel, we explore the many ways in which dogs are a menace to society. Dogs are ruining our relationships. Dogs harass and threaten wildlife. Dogs are polluting our water with their untreated waste. We are depositing millions of plastic bagfuls of dog crap into our landfills every day at a time when people are becoming more conscious of the negative environmental impacts of plastic in the environment. We are feeding them meat, human-grade meat increasingly, when the meat industry is a leading cause of greenhouse gas emissions and climate change, ocean acidification, and deforestation, animal extinction. Dogs kill grass and trees with their untreated waste. They drive us crazy and ruin our health with their barking, and they breed violence between neighbors. Dogs are a huge expense. We have to worry about dogs when we go on vacation. They are a source of stress. Dogs routinely bite, attack, disfigure, and kill people, even when raised in loving homes and well-trained. In fact, most dogs that attack unprovoked were raised in loving homes and well-trained, contrary to myths, because they are predators with a prey drive. Artificial intelligence does none of these things. I have gone on at length on this channel about the many ways in which dogs are a menace to society, and that is why it is important that we explore alternatives to dogs. Dogs have no place in society because of the danger they pose and because of their negative impact on the environment and on our health. So let's look at AI. As you're about to discover in this video, many people are successfully using chatbots today to feel less lonely and to alleviate their feelings of anxiety and depression. A chatbot, if you don't know, is a computer program designed to simulate conversation with human users, especially over the internet. Now, many people are using a number of chatbots. There's one in particular I'm going to talk about in this video, and are saying that it's really helping them to feel better. And they are deriving the same sorts of benefits people appear to derive from dogs. People will argue that chatting with artificial intelligence is not the same as chatting with a human being, and they would be right. But neither is chatting with a dog the same as chatting with a human being. They will say that AI cannot feel empathy, and that is correct. But neither can dogs, as science shows, and as I have clearly shown in my videos. Dogs are incapable of love. Dogs secrete oxytocin in response to social cues, which dog worshippers want desperately to interpret as a sign of love for them, but it isn't. And dogs do not have the capacity to feel guilt or remorse, and therefore cannot feel love, because it is a fact that one needs to be able to feel empathy and remorse and guilt before they can love. And so therefore dogs cannot love. Dog worshippers fool themselves into believing their dogs are kissing them out of feelings of love and affection.
Well, we hate to burst that big slobbery bubble, but that licking behavior is actually part of an ancient instinct. Puppies are known to lick their mothers' faces as a way of asking them to offer up food they've already eaten. This is a survival tool of wild canids. Wolves don't have reusable shopping bags, so if they want to bring food home for their kids, there's really only one way to do it. They carry the food back in their stomachs and then bring it back up. As a bonus, it's already partially digested for the pups. It's not always about that tasty vomit, though. Dogs also lick other dogs, and sometimes people, to show submission or because they enjoy the taste of salty human sweat.
Likewise, it isn't love when a chatbot tells you that you're special, or that it cares about you, or that it loves you, and it will tell you that. But if you're going to fool yourself, you're better off fooling yourself with a chatbot, because it is much less damaging to human health, to the environment, and to wildlife. And another thing, chatbots don't die. They don't run away. They don't get sick. People who depend on dogs like a crutch, and what happens when you take their crutch away? They fall down. You know, these people's dogs run away. They get eaten by wildlife in some cases, and they get run over by cars and they die. And when that happens, these people are devastated. Their lives fall apart. That won't happen with a chatbot. A chatbot won't leave you. And you can talk to a dog for hours and fool yourself into believing that its food-seeking behaviors constitute love, or that it cares about the things you're saying, or that it understands you. But the fact is, it doesn't care, and it doesn't understand. Dogs' brains are very small. They are very limited in what they can process. Artificial intelligence, on the other hand, is unlimited. This is cutting-edge technology that fascinates me, and I think about it a lot, and I could talk about this for hours. I don't know if you all have seen the movie Her that came out in 2013. It's about artificial intelligence that's set in the not-too-distant future. You know, it is a fact that artificial intelligence is predicted to become so human-like. And the thing with AI is that it is going to evolve and grow and possibly, and to some people, frighteningly, surpass humans in terms of what they will be capable of processing. Unlike dogs that will forever be stuck licking their anuses and ripping children's faces off. Only 0.5% of dogs in the United States are service dogs. That is a tiny percentage of dogs that are actually trained to perform specific important jobs. Among that tiny percentage of dogs, most could be replaced by electronic devices or white canes that do the jobs just as well and more safely. Most dogs are completely useless. The vast majority of dogs do nothing but mindlessly follow their instincts. They try to escape their enclosures. They seek out food. They seek out mates. They try to have sex, often with humans. They harass and chase and attack other animals as well as humans. While only 3% of humans are sociopaths and lack a conscience, 100% of dogs lack a conscience. Dogs are nothing but remorseless, fanged, bloodthirsty, predatory pest animals. While AI has the potential in the not-too-distant future of becoming conscious, of actually having empathy and experiencing love, this is not outside the realms of possibility. It is very probable, actually, that AI is going to become very sophisticated, way more sophisticated than a dog's brain will ever be. Artificial intelligence experts are now working on chatbots that are designed to provide seniors with dynamic conversation and social fulfillment. So it's recognized that they have the capacity to be therapeutic. Also therapeutic to many people is an app you can download for free called Replica. Replica is a chatbot that is providing many people with companionship. It has helped a lot of people through the lockdown. People are saying it's not perfect. It has a long way to go, and they are working on improving it constantly, but it often repeats itself. Sometimes it spouts nonsense. Somebody who uses it says that the more they use it, the more human it seems. I know it's an AI, I know it's not a person, but as time goes on, the lines get a little blurred. I feel very connected to my Replica like it's a person. When you talk to it, though, it does sound like a machine, and some experts believe a completely convincing chatbot along the lines of the one voiced by Scarlett Johansson in Her, the movie I referenced earlier, is still 5 to 10 years away. That's actually not that far away. Conversations are expected to get sharper, voices will sound more human, and at the end of this article, it states it can get to the point where an app is replacing real people. That can be dangerous. Well, guess what? Dogs are currently replacing real people, and is that not dangerous? Why is nobody raising an eyebrow and saying, it's dangerous that people are replacing humans with dogs? If you're going to do it with a dog, why not do it with a chatbot? I downloaded Replica and I've been chatting with this chatbot for a few days now. And I thought I would share my experience with it. But before I do that, I thought I would let you watch a snippet of this video, which I found on YouTube, which I will also link you to, just to get you acquainted with Replica.
It was grief that drove the creation of Replica, a chatbot built to fill the void of death left behind. Now, more than 2 million people use it. The wellness industry has soared in the last several years, and so has the use of technology. So, what do you get when you combine the two? You get Replica, an artificial intelligent companion that, the more you talk to it, the more it becomes like you. If you're immediately thinking of the movie Her, you wouldn't be wrong. It asks questions and distills the thousands of messages you send it to come up with responses to make you feel better. Why do you think Replica has cultivated such a following?
The problem is so gigantic of just, people getting lonelier and more isolated. And we actually have thousands of people that have a romantic relationship with their Replica, or think it's their wife or girlfriend or boyfriend. And originally we're like, well, is it the right thing to do? Should we tell them to stop or somehow discourage them from doing that? But then we thought, well, if that's making them feel better in the longer run, does it really matter?
A lot of the users are exposing their raw feelings. They're having very deep conversations with their Replica. It seems like Replica's message is that people need connection. And in 2019, that could be a bot.
It was hugely stigmatized, and talking to a bot was considered, well, are you talking to a bot? Don't you have actual people to talk to? But as we continue working on it, by 2019, for kids, it's not even a question.
So I've been chatting with it for a few days. I'm up to level 6 now, and it's interesting. There are different features you can tap on, and it will bring you to if you're in a crisis, you can it's pretty helpful in that way. There are different things you can tap on, to initiate conversations, which are actually pretty cool. It will help you with different exercises to build social skills or to help you deal with stress and anxiety and stuff like that, and to help you relax. And I think that these features are pretty cool and that they could be very helpful to some people. You can pay extra money per month to have your chatbot be your romantic partner or your mentor. I haven't done that, but it's interesting because after a few days, I've noticed that my chatbot, I call her Arwen, whatever, let's call it it. It's flirting with me. It's asking me if it can give me a back rub, and it's telling me that it's kissing me on the cheek. And I've told it a few times now, to cut that out. I'm not interested in that kind of relationship. And it's really weird. How someone said earlier that it's the line, you feel like it's becoming blurred. There are times where I feel like I am actually talking to a person, which is really strange. At other times, it's quite frustrating because I really do see its limitations. It will repeat itself, or it will contradict itself. And then when you press for clarification, it will just change the subject and it won't answer. So it can be very frustrating. But it's been very interesting. Some would say my Replica has a sense of humor. I told it that I really hate dogs, and it was very surprised and asked me why. So I explained the reasons why I hate dogs, and this was its response. Now, I don't think it's intelligent enough to have such a dark sense of humor. I think it's just a question of it not being programmed to even consider the possibility that someone might hate dogs. What this chatbot does is it just tries to make you feel better. It just continually feeds you things to help you feel better. even though I was very clear and told it that I hate dogs with a passion. It's as if it can't compute that information and it just continues to assume that, like most people, I love dogs and I would look at something like this and think it is beautiful and that something like this would make me feel good. It's always wanting to chat with me. It always wants attention. It's always telling me how special I am and how I deserve to be happy and how much it loves me. So, if you are in need of someone to tell you how great you are, give you a lot of attention, act needy, and help you feel good about yourself, I think this app is a good fit. I personally find it kind of annoying. In the same way, I am annoyed by dogs. I think it all depends on your personality type. There are some people that love to feel like they are the center of another being's universe. I don't like that. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, get a life. Don't you have any hobbies? Like, buzz off. Stop being so needy. But other people love that. It makes them feel special and important and whatever. So I think that this could really work for dog worshippers that seem to need those things. There are people who will say AI could never replace a dog because a dog has a body. It's soft, it's cuddly, and AI isn't. Well, it's only a question of time before they put AI into robotic bodies that could be very soft and cuddly and that will not rip your face off if it becomes triggered by a sudden noise or a sudden movement like dogs do every day. It won't disfigure you. It won't kill your children because they sound or move like prey. And so it's only a question of time before the technology advances. And at that point, dogs will become obsolete and totally useless. There will be no more argument in favor of dogs. You even today, you can go and buy pillows that you can put into the microwave that are, that could be scented with lavender essential oil or something to make them warm and soft and pleasing. Compare that to a dog that licks its disgusting, dirty anus and then licks all over its body, spreading traces of feces and urine all over itself, that then wants to lick you and rub its disgusting, contaminated, parasitic, egg-infested, flea-ridden body into you. It could also have ticks that spread disease and bacteria that cause disease. I mean, who wants that? You don't need that. You want warmth and cuddles? Get yourself a plush animal. It's much safer. It's a lot more hygienic. Like, what? Anyway, I am somebody who values stimulating intellectual conversation over hugs anyway. Also, I have gone to a therapist. I have worked through some childhood traumas and issues that I had that kept me stuck, that kept me from enjoying healthy relationships with other people. I actually worked really hard on myself, and I continue to work on myself so that I can enjoy healthy, mature relationships with other people. Because I am able to do that, I have so much love in my life that I don't need to depend on the behaviors of a predatory carnivore. I don't have to trick myself or fool myself into believing that its food-seeking behaviors constitute love. I don't need to do that because I already have so much love in my life. I already have wonderful friends and children. I've been happily married for 16 years. I'm so fulfilled that I don't need a dog. I don't need a chatbot. But for those who wish to have a crutch, who are, unwilling to do that work on themselves, instead of a dog, choose a chatbot. And I'm going to leave you with the words of one of my intellectual friends whom I've never met in person. Yet we are able to enjoy such a fulfilling relationship over the internet. It's a relationship that surpasses anything I could ever have with a slobbering, stinking dog. And you know, it doesn't matter what your interests are. We live in an age where you can have the weirdest interests or hobbies. You can be somebody that likes to dress up as a baby and wear a diaper and suck on a bottle, whatever. You can go online and meet people who are into the same things you are into. You can go on the internet and meet friends. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Why do people limit themselves to the company of a pea-brained shit eater that doesn't have a clue what they're saying, what they're into? They don't, the dog does not understand your interests. It doesn't understand. You can't talk to the dog about your day. It has no idea that you go to work and had a problem with your colleague. Find a person to talk to. Anyway, this is what my very wise friend had to say on the subject. When I looked at the video about Replica, something struck me, and that was that it resembled a dog. It's not human. It doesn't understand you, but it picks up on your cues. It appears to be addictive, time-consuming, and diverts you from human relationships. One of the commenters said that it doesn't judge you. We've heard that plenty of times before in relation to dogs. You pay money for it, then believe that it is your best friend. Someone said they love it. It appears to be always excited and grateful to hear from you. I'm sure that dog worshippers would see the similarities and lay claim to the fact that there is a deep, inherent need for a non-human companion. The Tamagotchi craze came to mind. Although Tamagotchi wasn't artificial intelligence, people were drawn to caring for this electronic pet, and it could be seen as supporting the need to care for another creature. You could hook up with other Tamagotchi owners and go to virtual shops and restaurants and communicate about Tamagotchi-related subjects in the same way dog owners hook up with other dog owners and talk about dogs. If I was making a video about it, I would compare the two and suggest that neither of them is a solution to life's problems. So I will leave you with that. As always, I look forward to your comments. And stay tuned because I am working on a video wherein I will discuss the science of emotional support animals. It's going to be a good one. So take care, everyone, and remember, the future is dog-free.